Welcome to the latest video on our channel. Today we would like to show you what we bought yesterday in the, I always forget the English name, bulk store.
Low waste, zero waste, whatever you want to call it.
Where you can get like produce, is it produce? No. Yes. Staples in without using packaging, so you bring your own containers.
So it's mostly like pantry stuff. That's to say all the different whole grains and flours and whatever you can use as like dried fruit to kind of pimp up your dishes if you want to buy any spices and so on.
Yeah, and there are some advantages for shopping at bulk stores or zero/low waste shops, because for one you reduce your waste.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I think there's even in most cases more variety than in the usual supermarket.
Yeah.
So you have more variety of, say, grains or beans. It's not very expensive. Oftentimes it's organic quality. Usually, for example, rice or beans are traded fairly. That's also an important thing that you don't find a lot in regular supermarkets.
Yeah, you have a more direct contact to the seller, to the retailer.
Yeah, you can bring in your own ideas.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
a small shop is more likely to come up with new products than a huge supermarket chain.
Mm-hmm. For example, in the zero waste store that we go to, the founder, the owner of the place did a survey which we received per email, and he asked us like if we had any suggestion, and then there was like a kind of like challenge so you could win something. And I filled it up for you, and I said like there was no vegan milk products, so that was missing, and if he could have like maybe some tamari or miso or soy sauce. And when we went there yesterday, it was like a great surprise for us, because now he actually has glass bottled oat milk as well as soy sauce, and they even had like a vegan magazine from PETA at the entrance of the store for people to like hop on the vegan journey. So it's a big step for us. So see, you can even like do a form of activism just by giving your opinion to this kind of stores.
Enough talking, let's get to the point of the video. The stuff that we bought will last us, I think, anything from 3 to 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Of course, we have some products here at home. We don't buy everything every time, so usually every 3 to 4 weeks or 5 weeks we go shopping there. So yesterday we bought, for example, whole grain rice. Yeah, there's not much to say about rice, it's just rice. We like rice.
But why whole rice?
Yeah, whole grain is obviously more healthy than white milled rice, because in the shell there's a lot of fiber, there's intake fiber, and we have some fiber nutrients attached to the fiber. So you're not only missing the fiber when you eat white rice, you also miss out on some very important nutrients. And we should all know by now that we, as a society, as humanity, we don't eat enough whole grains. So that's why we go for whole grains, and one of them is not white rice, so brown rice.
For which recipes do we use it?
Everything. Curry dishes mixed with tomato sauce.
So for curry dishes,
yeah, vegetable stir fries.
You can make some great chili sin carne with it. You can also make like what's it called? One pot.
Yep.
Kind of stews, just like throw everything in there.
Or you can even add it in soups.
In soups as well,
you can cook a big batch. I mean, this goes for everything. You can eat it cold the next day. Sushi, yeah.
We also bought some buckwheat seeds. Buckwheat seeds? I don't know.
I think it's
like
just buckwheat.
Just buckwheat. You could use it like just cook it like another type of whole grain. You could also make like a one pot, like I explained, just like a stew, and it gives some great flavor.
It's a little bit more nutty, the flavor.
Yeah, it's a bit nutty. It's like very like close to like an earthy taste, a bit more, and it's gluten-free.
Yep.
So if you have any intolerance or allergy or malabsorption, you could go for buckwheat. I love, like this is I think my favorite pancake recipe. It's with buckwheat. I just grind everything, and then I would add some apple cider vinegar, a bit of baking soda, maybe a teaspoon of peanut butter, and some dates,
Flaxseeds.
and yeah, then I just add like a bunch of chopped different nuts and seeds with some dried fruit, and it's definitely my favorite. It's got really this kind of a bit of earthy taste, and it's a very unique type of pancakes for me.
And you can use it as a base for your oatmeal, or not for your oatmeal, so buckwheat meal. So for breakfast, if you're tired of having oats, which I think it's hard to arrive at this point, but speaking of breakfast, we have flax seeds. Flax seeds is always a staple in this household because you should eat flax seeds every day, at least a tablespoon or a good tablespoon a day. Does not only supply you with ALA, so omega-3 fatty acids, but it has also, like everything here on this table, a lot of fiber and some powerful phytonutrients, in this case lignans, which have been shown to be protective, especially for prostate cancer, and even can not treat prostate cancer, but how should I say, improve the conditions. And they are important for lowering blood pressure and lowering inflammation, so nothing bad about flax seeds at all. Get them in here. We always buy them unground, intact. So we grind them at home in the Vitamix or in a coffee grinder, because you should grind them in order to absorb all the wonderful nutrients. Otherwise, they will come out as they went in.
Next on the list is some whole grain couscous. It's not as white as the normal couscous that you will find, and yeah, I love it. Just like to cook it as a couscous with lots of different veggies in there.
Especially when it has to go fast.
Exactly.
When there's not much time, just put boiling water on it and that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe not that intact as, for example, a buckwheat or rice, but therefore it takes only a couple of minutes to cook. So let's continue with some orange, but they're called red lentils. Amazing source of iron, zinc, magnesium, protein, B vitamins, fiber, S, everything here. In comparison to other lentils, the red ones are done in 5 to 10 minutes, and you can even grind them up and make sort of pancakes with them. We have actually a recipe online for some pretty cool tacos in combination with buckwheat. So if you're worried about having to soak beans and lentils for a long time to reduce the cooking time, this is the one to go.
Let's keep on the train of lentils. These are just like red, like normal lentils, I guess.
Yeah, brown lentils.
Brown lentils. Yeah, not as quick and easy to cook as the red lentils, but they're still a great source of fibers and protein and different great nutrients. I definitely enjoy them more with like kind of a rich sauce, like I would have done in the past. For a lot of people, they would associate it with a creamy sauce that would go with some meat. But for me, now I would cook it with like a really hearty sauce.
Yeah.
With some carrots, maybe with some potatoes.
Tahini, like tomato sauce.
Exactly, in a one pot as well. Maybe you can combine it with just so many great recipes and
Yeah, I think brown lentils are a little bit, like you said, more hearty.
hearty.
In my opinion, red lentils go a little bit better in combination with like stir fries and maybe a little like crunchy vegetables.
Yeah.
And for soups and stews, creamy dishes, I would go for brown.
Yeah.
Going on the protein train, chickpeas, great for making hummus or baba ganoush or other spreads, however you want to call them. We get our chickpeas and beans as well dried, as you can see, because we like to cook them from scratch. We can cook a big batch that will last 3 or 4 days. We have a pressure cooker at home, so then it only takes 30 or 40 minutes to cook. That's okay because we want to reduce our waste as much as possible. And so if we have the opportunity to get dried chickpeas, we prefer them over buying them canned, which is from a health standpoint totally fine.
Okay, right here we have some bulgur. This is it's from the wheat family. It's just like one stage that's a bit more processed than if you would take, for example, like wheat, like just wheat.
Flour or what?
No, like
Are you talking about
Weizen.
you're talking about the whole grain hierarchy by Brenda Davis. Just check that out, and maybe we will wherever put a picture. So we should eat mostly intact whole grains, and one step below it's called, I think, cut grains. So steel cutouts or bulgur is one step below the intact grain.
Yeah, but like the very original version of this is just wheat.
Yeah.
Wheat grain. So that's a more processed version. But it's also quite handy. It also cooks quite fast, I would say. Not as fast as the couscous, which is like the next stage of processed.
It's a little bit in between.
Yeah. But I love it. I think it's like a bit of more creamy, like more hearty than maybe if you would cook pasta. Like it gets a bit mushy and I don't know.
I just like it.
Yeah. I think it would be fine as well in like a meal, like a wheat meal that you would do, like the sort of oatmeal.
Yeah, you could use, or experiment a lot. You can have rice for breakfast and oats for dinner, or cook some whole oats, or barley, or whatever you can get your hands on. Everything is edible and will benefit your gut flora.
Yep.
Next up, same that goes for the chickpeas is true for kidney beans. We just soak them and cook them from scratch. I like the color of them very much. I think it's one of the most beautiful legumes.
Yeah, and they feel like an eye, kind of like this little white spot in the middle. It's like they're looking at you.
Yeah, they're great, tasty, and I think more delicious than the ones that you buy canned in the store.
Yeah,
but they are too soft for me.
Okay.
When I get them from the supermarket already cooked.
Like the brown lentils, I think they would pass perfectly in like a really...
They would pass perfectly?
Yeah, they would go perfectly in like a very hearty sauce with like carrots, and maybe if you cook it with like some red wine, like I just think it would go perfectly. Of course, I think it's the go-to bean that you would use to make a chili sin carne, and I think they would be most suitable to use like this type of beans if you want to make any like simile meat, we would say in French. So if you want to make some patties that imitate the taste of meat, I think those are the best to go for. Then we have, I think it's not really known from everyone, like not everyone has this at home. It's called millet. I'm not sure, I think originally it's it also grows in Africa.
I think so.
I know I've met someone who came from Africa, and he said like
It's traditional in their cuisine.
It's very present in their cuisine, and they also make like an awesome. It was like a kind of pudding that he had made from it, and it was vegan, and it tasted awesome. I would have never thought like you could do that with another grain and yeah, basically it's got a bit of like a specific taste. For me, it's very earthy, like not that it tastes like mold, but it's just very earthy. Let's just put it that way. So it's not my favorite, but if you like really just get the right mix of spices to go along with it, maybe to cook it in a sweet way.
And we even made some patties with it a while ago.
Yes, true. Yeah. Yes, just like to bring in some variety in your diet.
Or for your breakfast bowl. Now we have some seeds. Sunflower seeds are ridiculously cheap, at least here in Germany. They are regional. They are in season. I think seeds, they have season? I don't think so. You can store them for, maybe they get harvested in the summer and then they sit there for half a year. So you can store seeds for, I don't know how long. But they are cheap, they are very nutritious, high in protein, high in... Sorry?
Sprout.
You could technically sprout them, high in vitamin E, and actually a good substitute for cashew nuts. So if you're making those creamy, cheesy, nutty dips or sauces, you can substitute some or all cashews with sunflower seeds. That's more affordable and maybe a little bit better for the environment, depending on where you live.
Next one is part of the protein wagon and omega-3s wagon. That's hemp seeds. These ones are hulled. So yeah, I think they've got like a nutty taste.
They're amazing.
When you put them in like shakes, just with some like frozen bananas, a bit of plant milk, it gives this really like nutty, creamy, rich taste to it. You get a texture that's like nothing you've ever seen before.
They blend perfectly.
Yeah, and sometimes it can really get close to like this really hazelnut taste. Yeah. So nothing to add. You can just like sprinkle them on your porridge, on your oatmeal, on your breakfast, on fruit.
Or you can make milk.
Yeah, you can make milk out of it. Sprinkle them on your salads. They just go with everything. Yeah,
super, extremely high in protein for a seed, high in minerals, like you said, omega-3s, all the good stuff. And I think hemp is actually a fascinating plant.
Yeah, because you can do so much.
You could do so much out of it. I think you don't even have to use pesticides. I think I've heard that. Because this crop is so tough that you don't even have to spray, because it just, even if there are bugs on it, it won't go wrong. Whatever. Yeah,
so super effective, super
sustainable.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then we have some mulberries. Mulberries. Tastes like caramel. You bought them. You like them more than I do.
I bought them. I made sure like I made the glass full because I love them. Our tip to you, I think, make a banana ice cream like with any kind of fruit you wish, and then just like put them on top. Or strawberry ice cream, any ice cream you want. Put them on top, some of them on top, and just wait for like 5 minutes.
If at all. And then just like dig in, and you will like freak out because you will wonder like what's happening. They get like so crunchy. It's amazing. It's like it becomes granola when you combine it with ice cream. And that's what I love about them. That's mostly why I use them. And even if I make like a kind of icy shake or smoothie, I will still add them on top just so that like they get a bit crispy, and then I just take a spoon and like eat them. Last on the list, because we ran out of it, just some Paprika powder. I mean, I don't have to say a lot about spices. Use whatever spices you want, whatever you fancy. Actually, spices are healthy. I think the healthiest spice out there is turmeric, but also black cumin is good, ginger is good, onion powder and garlic powder is great, nutritional yeast is great, and one more I wanted to mention, cinnamon. Cinnamon is also great, high in antioxidants, so yeah, whatever you fancy, get it on your meals to make everything taste beautiful.
And rainbowful.
And rainbowful. Total was like, I think we will put it on the screen, what was it, 40 euro or something? 37?
37.
Yeah.
So not even 40 euro.
No. And like I said, it will last at least 3 weeks. At least.
At least.
Because we also eat like potatoes, sweet potatoes and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you're not gonna empty a bottle in one day, except you have your whole family at home maybe. Yeah. But it's just like such a great way to have a better footprint for the planet. You get a more direct contact with the people who sell them. You can a little bit more influence the food channel. The food
supply chain.
The supply chain. So you just like you bring your input in the supply chain, because as I said, like when you have direct contact with the retailer, and if they're really open-minded, and if the customers' opinions are important to them, then by definition they will be open-minded to your new ideas and suggestions. So yeah, don't hesitate to do that.
And don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, hit the thumbs up button, write a comment, share the video, tell everyone about the channel.
Tell the whole world about the channel. Yeah.
It would be very much appreciated.
Alright.
That's it.
That's done.
See you in the next video.
See you. Bye.
Wie bunt! Brown-weiß ist brown. Nein, wie bunt!